Like, bro, this stuff infuriates me, bro. Teams like Spurs should be trying to win the Carabao Cup. Why are Spurs above the Carabao Cup? What are you resting your players for? For the 4th fixture of the Premier League campaign.
And for 10 minutes, God strike me down, bro. I didn't say a word.
Bro.
Because I was like, did I just drive 5 hours for this?
People got to remember, he still scored 15 goals last season. Now, he could have scored way more. That's the scary part. If his finishing boots were on, I'm not going to say every shot he takes should go in, but you could look a bit like 25 goals potentially.
Yo, it's your boy HP like the sauce, Harry Pinero, and of course, I'm joined by my co-host Culture Cams on the ones and two. Welcome to the Inside Scoop. We're not gonna act like last week we didn't have the voice of football sitting right here discussing the game. We asked him them questions. Jeff Streets was in the building, bro. Obviously, I haven't even spoken to you about how monumental that was for us. I just kind of spoke about how mad it went on socials, yeah. But when he was sitting there and he was giving us those gems, yeah. What was you thinking? Were you thinking, we got gold?
Bro, I knew. And that's why even when at the back, you know, they were saying, time. I was like, nah, I'm getting these questions off. I'm getting these questions off. And they went crazy on Twitter. But as we were mentioning, 3 mil on Twitter, on your TikTok, 500K on my Instagram. I ain't got a million platform on my Instagram. You know what I mean? So it's unreal where it went. It went onto the, listen, we don't shout the Sun, but it went on the Sun. It went on Sport Bible. It went everywhere, bro. Arsenal pages reposting it, the Burkamp point. But not only that, what I loved is that when you go into the YouTube comments, people are just talking about other parts. They weren't only just talking about the pit that went viral. So that means people sat through, watched the episode, and listen, we said this show was going to be crazy. We said we're going to bring massive guests on here. So that's only the start. And a couple of VNs that Harry's been sending me this week about potential.
Yeah, it's mental. But honestly, though, without you guys, like, I feel like you guys believe in us, which is most important because we love the game, and I think we're putting a lot of our time and effort into it just because of that. And to see the comments was really, really good. So shout out to you lot. Also, big shout out to Jeff Streets. And don't forget, you know, his event was in the last video. So if you check in the description, you'll see all of that. But yeah, this week, though, for me,
what you been getting
busy.
Up to? You've been
out there.
You've been out here. I saw you on Vibe with 5. I saw you in the Portugal. PFA.
Yeah. Another thing which you didn't mention that I've been up to, I had a shoot with Declan Rice.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I got a signed jersey by him as well. Like, he's obviously, you know, we rate him as a player. But guys, Culture Cams. Now, he's not a beg friend. No way in the slightest, yeah? But I just thought, let me just confirm whether or not him and Declan Rice are brethrens, and here is the evidence.
See, we're joined by, I don't have to say, there he is. Yeah. Shout out to Inside Scoop, of course. Cams, we've got a message for Cams?
That's my boy, man.
Wow.
That's my guy. No, that is my guy.
You know he's been saying you're his boy, so this is
you know
me.
what?
Yeah.
A lot of people, like Cams is my guy.
All right, say no more, man.
He won't believe it, but no, that's my boy.
Say no more. Becky, my boy. Say no more. Oh, yeah, I got a signed shirt, by the way. Yeah.
Listen, I've been telling people, bro,
That's
from 2016, 17.
Yeah.
Me and this guy have been locked in, you know. That's my dog, bro.
Yeah,
we looked before he had the name, bro.
Yeah.
Before he was the England international. But this is when he was still representing Ireland.
Yeah.
Me and him have been locked in, and look, I'm happy to see him where he is now, man. People, they don't understand. They think I'm begging. I remember when I said, I'm happy for him to go to Arsenal. I said, you know, and people are like, why are you happy for a rival? I said, I want to see a friend shine. People are like, friend hype.
Yeah, no.
Friend hype.
The proof's in the pudding.
Proofs in the puds.
There we go. Declan Rice. Come on now. You ain't got a signed jersey though, love. Okay, cool. So let's go back to Portugal. So
yeah. How did that even come about? What's going on there? You see you in Portugal.
You know me, man. I'm part of the 5 family. That's why I drink the 5. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. So Joel's like, yeah, we want to do an episode in Portugal. So I was like, yeah, fine. I'll go. I wasn't doing anything on Monday. Gone there, had an incredible episode. It was really good. Weather was great. I was supposed to come back that same day. My manager just called me as I got to Portugal, and he was like, yo, flights are getting delayed, so you might want to try and book another flight. I'm thinking, yeah, whatever. Anyway, we're chilling after having dinner now. Rio's going back to his family. Bro, cancelled. Flights are cancelled. So I had to book another flight from Porto. Bear in mind, we're in Faro. So from Portugal, from Faro, drove to Porto, then got on a plane to get to London.
I heard that's 340 miles.
Brother,
They
5 hours.
So obviously you're at the PFA Awards as well. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, anything that we do this week or anything, we want to make sure that people can experience it as well. So we're just going to drop the clips in there. And this is Harry's time at the PFA Awards.
City versus Arsenal up here, isn't it? I didn't plan this, but they're on the Arsenal side. They're all on your side, Alex. John, let's start with you. Unbelievable season. You're obviously in the team of the year as a defender this time around. Next year, you'll be in it as midfielder, won't you?
Or a left back. I'm super proud to be here after the season.
Which was my main priority because, you know, you're getting invited to the PFA Awards isn't a joke.
We saw your video. We saw your
I had to jump back on the stairs.
Your
now,
Instagram video. That's that throwback.
The stairs is what brought me back up. It brought me up. So I went back on the stairs just because obviously it's for me, being from where I'm from and starting this new journey with yourself and obviously with the Inside Scoop as well, it's just mad that man can be in those rooms, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out to Liam as well, Liam McDevitt, because without him, I wouldn't have done it anyway. We've done a piece that's going to be coming out soon as well for the PFA. It was just very, very good. I saw Gareth Southgate. Saw, who else did I see? Your good friend Johnny Evans was there.
No,
your good friend Johnny Evans was
What's Johnny
there.
doing there, bro?
Come on, man. He's a vet.
Wait, what is Johnny doing? What award is he picking up,
bro,
mate?
it was a vet. Alan Shearer, Ian Rush, Brian Robson. There was a lot of like historic players in the building. But I got a funny story. So I went into the toilet obviously to relieve myself, and then Bukayo Saka's just walked out of the little turnstiles. I was like, my boy, and he goes, "Oh, you looking sharp?" I was like, "Yeah, looking sharp too." And I was like, I just said to him, "Congratulations." Because I knew deep down in my heart he was going to win. And he won, of course, and Erling Haaland won Player of the Year. But what I noticed, there was no Man United players. There was none. Johnny Evans was the only Man United player that I saw in the vicinity.
He's representing Leicester, man. He's representing Leicester. He's free agent.
But that team, though, what do you think of that team so far?
Bro,
in terms of how good that was for the last season.
Yeah, I mean, they got Ramsdale on goal.
Yeah.
They got Trippier right back.
Yeah.
Ruben Diaz, John Stones, William Saliba, Rodri, KDB, Odegaard, Saka, Haaland, Kane. Now, other than the fact that they've got Saliba left back and Kane left back, listen, I've always said just put the best players in
the way they did it though, it was 4-3-3.
Yeah, but they got Saliba left back. That's how they put it.
But I
it
think
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter to me. For me, I always just say put the best players in the team, right? And a lot of the situation when I was doing my team of the year was I was thinking, who am I going to put in centre back between Saliba, Stones, and Diaz? Because Stones only started 21 games, and Saliba obviously had his injury, and Ruben Diaz came back from injury as well. So it's kind of like, who do we put in? But the fact that they just say, look, we're just going to put everyone in, bro, that pleases me because what left back was outstanding last season? None. People are talking about let's put Luke Shaw in the team. Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm seeing that back line. I think that's perfect. John Stones was incredible last season. Trippier was probably he's like of all the positions, he was like the standout. Like he has to be
Assist
there.
And incredible defender.
Saliba, we saw what he did his first season in the Prem. The only one, Aaron Ramsdale. Do you think Aaron Ramsdale should be?
Remember, this is voted by players. So this isn't fans. This isn't anything else. This is what the players think. So for me, I think Ramsdale, up until when Arsenal threw it away, he was outstanding, bro. He made a lot of crucial saves. I mean, you could have said Edison. That would have been an easy thing because he won the league. But I think it's about who stood out the most. And I think Ramsdale last season, I think he was top class.
Yeah, I think there was probably like maybe a couple keepers that I would have potentially put in there, man. Maybe like Nick Pope. I thought Nick Pope was good last year. I think Edison on the back end of last season ended up really improving. I even think Alisson as well. Do you know what I mean? But Ramsdale, do you know what? To be fair to him, he was pretty consistent for a long period. 100%. Just that in that drop, he was one of the clear factors that of the level dropping. But let's move into the midfield. Rodri, KDB, and Odegaard.
I think there's no complaints at all.
Yeah, I don't think there's any complaints. It's crazy because I feel like Casemiro and Partey were like front running. Yeah. And then Rodri was just quietly. He
said, I'm going to
take over. Yeah, quietly. And then it was just like, boom, he just took over. And we saw the drop off from Casemiro and Partey towards the back end of the season. So Rodri, listen, he's now got a claim with KDB out for 5 months. Rodri's got a claim to being the best centre midfielder in the Premier League.
I think he's the best defensive midfield player in the world.
Yeah, I mean, at this point now,
Yeah,
you would definitely say so. But do you think he's the best midfielder in the Prem?
I think,
Well, with KDB injured.
Yeah, I think with KDB injured. But I just think with Rodri, I don't see a bad performance from him in any game. I think he's so assured of what he does on the ball. He can add goals to his game as well. And I think he's the reason why there's a lot of security in that midfield as well.
Yeah.
He's that role that we want Casemiro to play in.
The metronome.
Yeah, like he just does everything. And I think, if he continues in this way, you know how they've got the Makalele role. They'll call it the Rodri role because of how great he's done it. So, and I think them having Fernandinho for so long, what an incredible replacement he's been.
Yeah, now honestly, ridiculous, bro. He's ridiculous now. He's getting to a point where he's just moving mad. You know what I mean, bro? Bro, Rodri doesn't score pointless goals. Yeah. Rodri only scores match winners in the tightest games, bro. The goal that he scored the other day, just left foot, boom,
Champions League
Foden
final.
Champions League final, Bayern Munich, rocket.
Yeah, he just
He on,
smashes
bro.
it. He smashes it.
What's this guy on?
It. And he's funny as well. Yesterday at the awards, he was like, they basically said the same thing you said.
Yeah.
Like, you score a lot of like important goals, and he goes, yeah, when Haaland doesn't want to show up, I just have to do my thing. So yeah, he knows how good he is, man.
And then Odegaard, I think that speaks for himself as well. Odegaard was class all last season. KDB, we don't need to say too much, bro. We know what he does. Saka
has to be in there.
Saka, the young player of the year. We're going to talk about that, but we know young player of the year. Deserved?
100%. I think the fact that he was even nominated for Player of the Year says a lot about how great he was. I mean, there was a lot of tweets about, Haaland should have won Young Player of the Year and all of that.
I think so, though. But we'll talk about it.
It's definitely a conversation to be had because Haaland was scary last season. But I think when we're speaking about Ramsdale, it's the same kind of thing. I think for Arsenal's success last season, a big factor of that was Bukayo Saka. I think there's 4 players in that team that if they're not in that team, they don't do well. I think it's Ramsdale, Saliba, Odegaard and Saka. Those 4 players are the spine of that team. And I think Saka's just an incredible player.
Yeah.
He's shown how he is this season. He started off really well as well. So for me, it's well deserved for him to win that.
Yeah, and obviously Haaland in there. And do you know what was really annoying me last year is that everybody was doing these teams and not including Harry Kane because of positions, and people don't like to do 4-4-2s no more and stuff. But I'm happy he got in there. Bro, I just want to remind people, Harry Kane last season scored 30 league goals.
Yeah, mental health. And at a dire Spurs team.
Bro.
He's just a machine. He's gone to Bayern
and he's doing his thing again.
On God. I believe this season he's going to lift up that shield.
Do you reckon?
The
shield. Okay, I thought you said champion. I think you meant Champions League.
No. Champions League.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the group stages.
Yeah,
first, but I think he's definitely going to win a trophy this season.
It's going to be so good to see,
man.
Bro. It's going to be so good to see.
As a football fan, bias aside, Harry Kane deserves to win a trophy, bro.
100%. So I'm happy about that as well. 30 goals, and obviously Haaland, Premier League Player of the Year, broke the record. Was it 36 league goals? Was it last season? I believe it was, or something like that. So listen, that is probably the most frightening front two you can imagine, bro. That is
that team,
60 goals. That's minimum 60 goals.
What team in history beats that team?
Bro, don't let me pull up old player of the years.
That
could be another discussion, bro.
That would be another one.
That could be another discussion.
We should do it. Let us know in the comments if you want us to do an episode where we rank each team of the year, and see what team would be the best, and we got to pick one from each era, and different countries as well. So we do the best in Spain, best in Italy, and then we can just have that discussion. So let us know if you want us to do that in the comments.
We could do that. We could definitely do that. And even if it was like ranking the best team of the years from the last decade or something, that would be crazy as well. Yeah. So listen, that was the team of the year. You actually said, but I remember you were saying off camera, there was actually a very, very funny moment at the.
So obviously, guys. So Davido has performed. so cool. Yeah. I get a little inside scoop. Davido's performance. So I'm thinking it's going to be at the after party.
Yeah.
So mid awards, they said we got a special announcement. Davido's performing, and even when he walked in, the claps were kind of like, "Who's this nigga?" Like, you know what I'm trying to say. So anyway. He starts performing, bro, and it's like it's against the law,
bro,
to dance. I'm like, bro, you can't be performing "I'm on a village" to Ian Rush. You can't do that, or to Alan Shearer, bro. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Man's like, "I'm on a village." Bro, my man's just thinking, bro, match of the day. That's what he's thinking about. But the performance was incredible. I think for someone that didn't get the response that he probably is used to, response from him was he's an incredible performer. Yeah. But what killed me, there was a guy in front of me, which he's probably, I don't know if he'll watch this, but I said hello to him after anyway. I see his leg, I got the video. Actually, let's put the video on there. Yeah,
we'll put the whole videos up in there, man.
So my man's leg's like this. Yeah. Like it's like he wants to fight it, but he didn't. But it was, apart from that, it was an incredible award. So shout out to the PFA for inviting me, actually, because I will be there again. But yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, so team of the year, I don't think there's that much argument about it. I actually think that it was pretty straightforward. I think everyone that should have been there pretty much was in there. But let's talk about the actual awards that were given out. Of course, the thing is, as I said, it's pretty all it's self-explanatory, so we don't even have to go into it for too long. Yeah. But Erling Haaland Player of the Year, I think that's a no-brainer. Obviously, deserved, broke the Premier League record, won the treble, won the league, whatever. We know all about that. The Young Player of the Year situation for me is kind of, for me, I can't lie, it feels a little bit like what this era is all about. Like, it's like inclusion. Now, I'm not trying to say Saka didn't deserve it. Saka deserved it for how he played, 100%. But I remember Cristiano Ronaldo won Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. Going all the way back, Andy Gray did it as well, and Gareth Bale. Those are 3 players to win Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year in the same season. I'm not going to lie, Erling Haaland should have been the 4th member of that. Is he being treated like an adult now?
No. My disagreement with that is, I don't know who was playing when Andy Gray won it. Yeah. But I remember when Cristiano Ronaldo won it, there wasn't a young player on his level.
Yeah. That was Rooney, though.
And then...
He was mashing up that season.
He was, but you see with Rooney's one of those players, that like...
He had been around so long anyway. He had won it already as well.
Yeah, he had won it. But also, I think he's so underrated because of how he set his standards all the time. So, we expect Rooney to do that. But I think if Bukayo Saka didn't have the season that he had, then I don't think there would be a conversation to be had. I think with what Saka's done, and again, remember, boy, like it's actually voted by the players. So we can sit down in our seats at home and be like, or in our seats in the stadiums and be like, Haaland was this and that. But there's been times where I don't think Haaland has played incredibly well in games, but he scored a lot of goals. Whereas I can say the opposite to Saka. He played incredibly in most games and still got goals or his goal contribution. So I think for that reason, he has to be in the team. He has to win that award. But if we're talking about Player of the Year, I think it's unanimous. Everyone knows Haaland was the best, but day to day, when game by game, when you're playing against Saka, we saw how much times he, got Arsenal a win or got Arsenal an assist. That for me is why probably when you look at that, you have to say, he deserves to win it.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't know, man. I just think Haaland, it should have been one of them clean sweep years where it's like you just set a different level. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, Bale did it. And the reason why I say it as well is because I remember in the season that Ronaldo won it, there was Fabregas, there was Rooney, who were like really good that year. And then you look at there was with the Gareth Bale year, for the whole Player of the Year, that was even debatable for him to win that because Van Persie won us the league that year and was incredible. So, but I just feel like this season, no debates. Yeah. Haaland. Yeah. That's how I just see it. You know what I mean? I'm looking at Ronaldo's, I'm looking at Bale's, and I'm like, okay, there could have been some debates. Maybe you wanted to share it. But this one, I'm just thinking, this is a clean sweep. But to be honest, it's good to see Saka win it. You know 100%. What I mean? Especially like how he started. He was starting at left back, ends up in the right wing, doing his thing, the debates with Greenwood, with the Fodens, all this type of stuff. So for him to win it, obviously Foden's won it twice. So for him to win it and be in that kind of elite
you're in history. You're part of history.
That's nice for him, man. So I'm happy that he got it, to be honest. I'm happy for him anyway. Moving on. Fans Player of the Year. I don't know how this is voted.
I didn't know what that was.
I didn't get a shout. I didn't shout for that. I didn't get a vote. But Fans Player of the Year, Rashford. Rashford won Fans Player of the Year. And do you know what? I know a lot of people are going to think like, Fans Player of the Year is nothing and stuff, which is not as prestigious as the Player of the Year or Young Player of the Year. But reason why I'm actually talking about Rash is that you think about conversations of last season. Conversations. Rashford is very prominent in every conversation last year. Like, if you look back at the 22-23 season, this whole Rash sanity moment.
Yeah, it was an important part of our deal.
That was not only Man United, it was a worldwide discussion.
Even other players were doing it.
Everyone was doing it. Everyone was talking. Rashford is when you look back at that season, he's a big part of last season, a big part of conversation. Arsenal's title race, City, what they do, Haaland, but Rashford's
form. Yeah.
If you're talking about top 5 things that were talked about the most, Rashford's form was well up there. Do you know what I mean? So I can understand why the fans.
That's a good way to put it.
I can understand why he got the fans' votes. But again, I don't know who votes that. People might think United fans just rigged it or something. I don't know, but I actually don't think it's a bad thing that he won.
It depends. If it is a thing where it's like a lot of different fans, and if they're all voting for Rashford, I think that says a lot. I think if you take bias aside, Rashford last season after the World Cup was incredible. And
it was fake.
And I think if this is the only reason why Man United was even considered to be in the top 4 was because of Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
So for that reason, of course, wouldn't make it into the team of the year because it is a whole year thing. But in terms of individual award, you'd have to give it to Rashford because he's done really, really well.
I actually think it was that was pretty deserved as well, as you mentioned. But yeah, let's move on. Anyway, from the team of the year, that was team of the year. Again, shout out PFA for getting Harry down. And
next year, we want Cams there as well.
on,
we need to get suited and booted. Don't worry, Cams.
Bro, nobody's seen me in a full suit yet.
I don't think the world's ready for that.
I don't know, man.
I don't think the world's ready for that.
Still, that's the thing. But listen, all right, let's move on. Premier League roundup, as we always do. Yeah, I mean, some of the fixtures were pretty mid.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go through every single fixture. We might have to brush over a couple. But let's start with Newcastle versus Liverpool. And I think this was the surprise of
game of the season for sure.
Not
game of the season, game of the weekend.
Game of the weekend. Like, listen, that was, mate, 1-0. Newcastle go 1-0 up. Then Virgil van Dijk gets a red card. First of all, do you think it was a red card? I think it was a red card. People are saying it wasn't,
man, because
I think it was a red.
The challenge, yeah, of course he's clipped him, innit? But I don't think it's a red. It's mad. It is a red, but I don't think it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's definitely a red, but I think it was very, very harsh. But then, yeah, it's like, you know, the pressure, man. I think the pressure got to Virgil so much because, you know, back in the day, Virgil doesn't make that mistake. He's more calm and collected with it. And I think, you know, we say a lot about how he's been exposed and so on and so forth because of the midfield. But I think that was just a leggy moment for him. And he paid the price.
Yeah.
He got sent off. And it made it a bit more difficult for Liverpool to get a foot in the game. But somehow they managed to do so. I thought the floodgates was going to open when Virgil left as well. But Joe Gomez coming in to kind of like shore the defence up again was a really, really good decision from Klopp.
Yeah.
Well.
Darwin Nunez. I mean, firstly,
Did I say it on here? Did I say it on here?
I don't think. I don't know.
I said, it's either on here or I did it on Saturday Social. I said, I think it's going to have a great season, you know.
Maybe you did. I don't know. I can't remember. Might have been on
Saturday. Get the receipts if you remember where I said it.
Might have been. Now, do you know what? Listen, people know I'm a fan of Darwin Nunez. I've said people should hold stocks in him because, listen, apart from the fact that his finishing last season was poor. Bro, the way he gets into chances, the way his movement is, the chaos that he causes. I remember, I think he assisted like 6 times or something last season. About 5 of them were just square balls to Salah because he's in the position where he's made the run and now all that Salah has to do is link up with him, pass it across the goal. It's simple as that. So before we get into Darwin Nunez though, Newcastle, I think it was very disappointing from their side. You know what I mean? To be 1-0 up with 10 men for 60 minutes of the game and to not close that is incredible, especially at home. Newcastle have been spoken about. You were speaking about Isak the other week. Anthony Gordon, he got his goal, but he's been getting a lot of praise lately. Eddie Howe, everything about the Newcastle midfield. And Fuad, I remember Fuad said Newcastle will go unbeaten at home this season. That's how much St. James's Park was respected. And for them to drop points, not even drop points, to lose, I think that's poor. And they lost to Man City in a poor performance, and they've lost to Liverpool with things. So now it's starting to look like, are you sure you lot are the real deal? Yeah,
you know
Newcastle the real deal.
I remember I didn't put them in my top 4.
Yeah,
because I just felt like the pressure of them getting to that level. They've already got Champions League. They've already got, you know, like they've already signed good players. I think it's a building process. I think what they did last season shocked us all. I don't think anyone thought that Newcastle would be such a formidable team in the Premier League. However, the performance against Man City, they should have done better. And the performance against Liverpool, you've got to close that out. Especially if you've got a man down. Virgil's come off the pitch. He's been red carded. You have 60 minutes to close out the game and you're at home. There's no excuse. And I think that is the difference between being a top 4 team and a team that's trying to win the Premier League. Yeah, those games you have to put your heart into it, and I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know if it's, you know, they thought that the game's done, and Liverpool didn't really have no threats until the 75th minute when Nunez came on. So It just shows. I think this is a big wake-up call for Eddie Howe. Man City, you can kind of understand it, but Newcastle, but Liverpool, who are not in the best of form right now, and a man down, that's gonna hurt.
I think like the pressure is gonna rise on Eddie Howe this season. Like now, expectations here. You've reached Champions League. You've reached that point where now your fans dream. That's the point. Like so, once your fans start to dream, the expectation rises. The same way this season. If Arsenal are not well into a title race, it's not going to be like, oh, well, we didn't expect it last year. They're going to be looking at Arteta like, yo, what's going on? Newcastle, they've shown two poor performances, in my opinion, to Liverpool and Man City, who are meant to be around their level. The pressure's going to rise, man. Listen, Saudi haven't employed their manager yet. Well, Eddie Howe came in after Steve Bruce, but that was like the first phase. You know, there's other phases. So let's see, man. I'm not going to try to say Eddie Howe's going to get sacked, but listen.
If he does, though, I'm not saying he will, but if he does, I want him for the England job.
100%. Nah, I fully agree with that.
I want him for the England job.
I fully agree. But back to Darwin Nunez, bro. Back to Darwin Nunez. Listen, could this be... I think this could be one of those moments where you look at it and it's like this kick-started properly his career. And look, people got to remember, he still scored 15 goals last season. Now, he could have scored way more. That's the scary part. If his finishing boots were on... I'm not going to say every shot he takes should go in, but you could look a bit like 25 goals potentially. And that's crazy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So 15 goals. I know everyone likes to do memes and low light clips and stuff, but Darwin Nunez is a good player. And I think he's got untapped potential.
Yeah.
If Liverpool can tap into that potential, they have got a weapon there because we already know what Salah is. Salah's now lately dropping more a little bit into a playmaker bag as well. You saw the pass for Nunez's second goal. Then you got Jota's, you got Luis Diaz, who still does his thing. So Liverpool have the firepower up there. If Darwin Nunez can put the pieces together, then you've got another top level Premier League striker. And I think it could come this season. I'm confused why he doesn't start though.
I just think it's a confidence thing. I think last season you saw, like Rio said it perfectly on Viable 5. He said that he has traces of Cavani. Now Cavani
100%
was great at finding space or making those killer runs, and his finishing was very, very good. I think if Cavani can, if Nunez can get that sorted, there is a world-class player potentially to be created there because of the pace he has. He can finish, and he, like you said, he gets into the right positions. Right? I saw so many times last season where maybe he could have even scored instead of passing it to Salah, but the confidence wasn't there. And I think those 2 goals will give him so much confidence, and I think he's going to push to start for the next game.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
He should be. He should be rewarded with that, definitely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of times people look at people sometimes think the midfielder creates the striker. The thing about people like Nunez and Cavani is they make the creator's job easy. People never seem to think about that side of things. They always just think, I need a creative midfielder. He's going to create for me. If you ain't got the movement, if you ain't got all of that, it's Cavani, Nunez's, they make your job easier with their movement, bro. Like they move and then it's like, oh, I have to play that pass. And that's what he does. Even the way he let that ball roll over.
I can't lie. It was a perfect finish,
bro.
But the pass from Salah, wow.
Yeah, the pass was nice, but the way there was a great pass, but the way he let it run over, some people would have taken the touch and it would have went wide with it.
Yeah.
He let it run over his body, so he's through on goal. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, he's got the
bad
instinct.
Man. He's a hit man.
He's got the instinct. But listen, big result for Liverpool. Massive. And so a lot of their fans are going to be saying, don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they've started the season well. Unbeaten. 2 wins, 1 draw. Hey, not bad.
You know what killed me though?
What?
Just before we go into the next game. It's Jason Tyndall.
Close your mouth.
And it you know what's so mad?
Yeah.
The second goal, no, the first goal, you could see Klopp would expect. Wait, you wait me. And then the second goal, it was just like, everyone relax, man.
Yeah.
I love that about the game.
But do you know what? Do you want to hear something? You know, Klopp didn't actually do this. It was a photoshopped image.
No way.
It's a photo.
But do you know why I know it's photoshopped?
But he did smile. But
I know it's photoshopped because I watched. Funny enough, I watched the last 15 minutes. Of the game. It's on Twitter somewhere. Yeah. And I didn't see him do it. So I thought it was towards the end of the game. People are wicked.
Bro, there's some account on Twitter that trolled the whole internet that he put it, and it's funny because even if you look behind, it has his watermark on like one of the Liverpool assistants' jersey. Right. He did well. He did well. He got the whole internet there. But let's go into Spurs. I know some of their fans obviously think we brushed over them last week, but we had a bigger discussion. Man United, you know what I mean? We're both Man United fans. But again, comfortable performance against Bournemouth. Kulusevski on the score sheet. James Maddison looking like fits like a glove over there, bro.
Yeah.
Perfect move for him. Given the keys, he's getting the ball in the first phase, second phase, linking up with Sarr, linking up with Basuma. Great ball by Sarr for Maddison's goal as well. So it's all clicking well for Spurs at the moment in the Premier League. Anyway, you're looking at Van de Ven. He's come in. He looks like he's played Prem ages. Udogie, great assist for Kulusevski. Basuma, he's back to his best. Pape Sarr, as I mentioned.
Romero's playing really well as
Only
well,
Romero's playing well. Yeah. Like, everything is going well. Even Pedro Porro at right back is playing well. I think the only things that are lacking right now for me is I think Son can still go up a level.
He can push.
But it's looking like, is this Son's level now? Because we saw last year he didn't have the greatest. And Richarlison, bro. Richarlison still needs to rise it. But
why?
Yeah, well, that was crazy still.
Yeah, that was
definitely crazy. But
but
we're talking about Spurs though. Obviously, I don't want to move too much away from the Prem.
Yeah.
But where do Spurs get off, bro? Like, where did these people get off? Because Spurs lost yesterday.
Yeah.
In the
Carabao Cup.
Cup, and I looked at the lineup. 9 changes. Like, bro, this stuff infuriates me, bro. Teams like Spurs should be trying to win the Carabao Cup.
True.
Why are Spurs above the Carabao Cup?
True.
What are you resting your players for? For the 4th fixture of the Premier League campaign. They're not, they can't play flipping Tuesday and Saturday for the 4th game of the season.
Do you know what kills me though?
What is going on, bro? Like,
I could
take
only,
the competition serious, bro.
I could only think in my head, that it's just because maybe the team is not as fit as, I don't think no team in the Premier League right now is fully fit.
Then get your minutes in.
Of course, but that's a discussion that I think Ange and his team would have made way before. They must have thought to themselves, we don't care about this competition.
Why?
I don't know. I don't understand
This is not a point. Why?
But if they maybe the actual aim for Spurs and for Ange is Champions League football.
Yeah, but then listen, then I don't want to hear nothing about Daniel Levy and they only care about money at this club and they only care about income, because your fan base and everybody's accepting that all we want is top 4. Top 4 is not a trophy. And listen, I get it. If Man City want to do that, even if United didn't do that last year and we won it, Chelsea's, all these type of teams that have been blooded with success lately, or Arsenal, whatever, teams that are real winning football clubs, Liverpool. But Spurs haven't won a trophy since 2008. And the last trophy they won was the Carling Cup. I don't get how
I'll be honest with you, Cams, you're so right. And the reason why I'm just like, blasé, because it's been this way. It's been this way, bro. Like, you see with me, like, as a United fan, of course, we're used to winning Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, FA Cups, or not even just winning them, but competing in them, So the fact that we haven't been doing that, I was catting to win a trophy, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted the Carabao Cup because it unites our fan base. It allows us to breathe a little bit and believe that next year we can do better, innit? There's not a basis for Spurs to build on because it's been since 2008 they've won anything, innit? I think with Ange, now he's got a decision to make, because if you really want to be a manager that is remembered and can actually galvanize your team, it's being in trophies. It's winning those tough games when you go to a team that's, obviously Fulham are still in the Premier League, but you go to a League 1, League 2 team, those games are as difficult as any other game. So I think for me, if you want to know your players, those are the games that showcase it. I think he'll learn a lot from losing to Fulham, and even though it was on penalties or whatever, going into the next game, it has to be a ruthless performance, because this is what breeds, bad consistency, I guess, innit? So me personally, as Spurs, if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be upset, because I think maybe that and the FA Cup is the only trophies that we can legitimate win. Yeah. It's mad, but that's a Spurs mentality until he changes it.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's move on to the Arsenal game.
Yes.
Arsenal 2-2 with Fulham. Now, the interesting thing about this is that
Shaky Warriors!
Right.
Them shaky Warriors!
Bro.
My dad, let me tell you something quickly, guys. So my dad called me, and he goes, "Are you ready to see a Buster Rule performance?" I said, "What? What word is that?" Buster Rule? I don't know what that is. And he didn't call me back.
Bruh.
He hasn't called me back to this day. He was in Madrid. He was in Madrid. He hasn't called me back. Because you see with me, this is my view on that game, that performance, I don't think Arsenal have been good this season. I think there's been players that have been good, but as a collective, they haven't been good, innit?
Agree.
And I think that Fulham game was a massive indication because Fulham were bopping. Fulham were creating chances. Fulham could have won that game as well, even with a man down. Like, there were so many gaps in the defence, in the midfield. Honourable mention, I think Declan Rice played really well. Saliba did what he does best, but in as a team in unison, they were really bad. I don't think there was a standout moment in the game where they looked, and even when they went a man down, it's like Fulham got angrier.
Yeah.
And the first goal, talk to me, because I don't understand that.
That's your young player of the year that gave the ball away.
Yeah, it was, and it's also goalkeeper of the year. You know what I'm trying to say?
That's our representatives
God
of the
damn,
league.
the Premier League's a mess, bro.
But now, honestly, obviously, it was just a bit of a careless moment from Saka, but I don't know what Ramsdale was doing that moment. I think Ramsdale thought Pereira was going to whip it that way. So tried to
It was a miskick from Pereira, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, probably.
Come on, man. That was a miskick.
It was.
It was a miskick.
So he thought he was going to whip it that way. So Ramsdale was going that way, but then he hit it near post. So then that done Ramsdale crazy. But listen, Arsenal bounced back from it, scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Again, Eddie Nketiah.
Bad man.
Listen, I'm going on AFTV on Thursday, and we're going to talk about the build-up of Man United Arsenal, and I'm going to give that guy praise again because I was there last year. I said it, and they were
cold-blooded.
They were dissing. He's a good player, bro. He scores goals, but again, Saka got his penalty, he scored the goal. Eddie Nketiah scores. And then you're just thinking Arsenal are going to cruise. Yep. That's it. All right, cool. Arsenal have won it now. Calvin Bassey gets a red card. When I see Bassey, I don't know. I don't know if he's at the required level. I'll be honest, but we move on from that, right? And then Paina scores to equalize, which you're like, okay, crazy. And then at the end,
they almost gave it away.
Traore.
They almost gave it away, boy.
I have never seen someone do Saliba like that, you know?
It was a clean-up operation.
Bro, Saliba had a head start on that and boom, with the ball, boom, 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 boom. So, he almost, you know what I mean? If he had a little bit more know-how about him, he wins a penalty there.
100%.
He wins a penalty there.
He should have just waited until the last moment, because I know
and
Saliba.
Then, you know, that little touch.
That Saliba would have, but again, Saliba's too measured for that, man. Now honestly,
he's great.
He's great. He's actually great.
Arsenal, as you mentioned, look, if you had mentioned before that Arsenal performances haven't been that great, and which we have said on this platform, we've said, the performances are all right. It wasn't the greatest, but, you know, they got through it, and that's what Arsenal do. They're trying new things. But once the result drops, that's when a lot of people wake up. Now, we're not here saying that Arsenal are terrible, blah, blah, blah.
Nah, of course not.
But Arteta's experimenting with certain things. Arteta's playing players out of position. Obviously, they've got injury to Timber as well, which was probably a big part of what he wanted this year. But there's a lot of things that's going on at Arsenal that a lot of their fans are a little bit confused with at the moment. And when you drop points to Fulham at home, then you're worried. But there's something even deeper. Arsenal at home concede too many goals. I think they were third or fourth in the table last year for most goals conceded at home. Away from home, they are like supremely solid for some reason. But at home, there's something that I don't know if it's complacency or if it's the pressure of the crowd. I don't know. But Arsenal at home seem to concede a lot of goals. But listen, they've got the team that we're going to talk about now. Next. And we'll talk about the build-up to that game as well.
Just before we go there, because I'm going to be a Kai Havertz.
You're going to monitor him match reports every week.
I've got him. He's on my radar. Another player that plays for Man United is on my radar as well. Don't think it's just, I'm just picking. Kai Havertz. I've asked Arsenal fans. I've asked people. I've even prayed to God and asked Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, please help me understand. What is Kai Havertz's position at Arsenal? You said something that, you know, sometimes with managers, when they spend a lot of money, they have to, you know, you have to play that player because you've played that amount of money for this player. You don't want to look like you've got it wrong. You kind of want to give the player time. But Arsenal were fine last season with transition. Arsenal were a good team last season. They almost won the league. And I think Trossard, for me, I've said this before, I think is an exceptional player. And I think if you're looking for creativity or a player to get in between the lines or hold up the ball and keep the ball, I think Trossard's great at that. He proved that at Brighton, hence why Arsenal bought him. So when I look at Havertz, I'm struggling to find the influence that he has in the game. It just looks like a ghost that's just running around in an Arsenal shirt. In your own perspective and from what you've seen so far, what do you think Arteta's trying to do with Kai Havertz? Or is there a ulterior motive that we can't see? Is it brilliance from Arteta that we don't know about yet?
Bro, I just think, like, I used to be a fan of Havertz, but I'm not going to lie. I remember last season, I was like, yo, it's getting hard to defend you a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe you're a good player, but are you a Prem type player? I don't know. But when I see him in the Arsenal team, right now I'm looking at it, I'm like, are they trying to make him like, they call it a space invader? Like, is he trying to be that player that just drifts into certain spaces that other players won't go? You know what I mean? Kind of floats in there. Maybe he's going to make a run and beyond, and then he can impact the game that way. But so far, I'm not even seeing that. Like, I'm seeing certain things that they're praising, duels. I don't associate Hazard with duels. I'm seeing, because they might get a long ball, he might pin it down and pass it on. I'm like, but I don't think that's what Arsenal signed Havertz for. A lot of people say Havertz has this creative ability. I don't really see it. A lot of people say that Havertz has this shooting or he can score goals. I ain't seen it in England. There's a lot of things that the questions are out there, but Arteta's going to have to make it work. The same way we talk about Anthony and stuff, you're going to have to make it work. You paid that money. You thought that that's a big reason, and especially that you didn't let Xhaka go, but Xhaka left, and he's kind of filling into that space. Arsenal fans were very pleased with Xhaka last season. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Kai Havertz. And listen, if the pressure was hard at Chelsea,
it's going to be
Arsenal
intense.
fan base are more vocal. They're more on top of you. They're more. It's a different level. So listen, I'm waiting to see what happens. I don't mind them doing that if they want to, though. But listen, I have a sneaky feeling, though, he might get off the mark against us.
No, but you know what?
I have a
That's Man
sneaky
United
feeling.
Can I be honest with you?
He
See,
might
Man
get
United,
off the
they have
mark.
a way of embarrassing me. I've got a problem. I talk too much and I say crazy things. I was on Viable 5 and I said how I feel about Martinelli.
That was crazy, by the way.
But you know me, man. I'm a troll, innit? I like to troll. But I know that if someone's going to score, it's going to be one of the two people who have this.
Yeah.
It's either going to be Martinelli or it's going to be Kai Havertz. And if it's that, they got me. They got me. All right, I'm just putting it out there. They got me.
Oh, gosh, yo. Listen, we'll see what happens to that. But let's move on to Manchester United.
Against Nottingham Forest.
Against Nottingham Forest. Now, you were at the game.
So yeah, it's 2-2. Bruno's got a penalty right now. 15 minutes remaining. Come on, Bruno.
You know it's 3-2.
Yeah, it's 3-2, guys. I just wanted to just show you guys our reaction kind of thing. But yeah, back in the net.
Yes, I was, yeah.
And as soon as it went to 2-0, I literally was typing Harry Pinero is at the game. But then I took it, I just deleted it. I was like, do you know what?
Thank you for not being
I was
a
gonna
snake.
say, I was gonna say good luck.
Yeah, because that's a bit snaky, my bro.
Good journey, bro.
You get me? Brother,
Safe journey, bro.
Train strikes.
Yeah.
I drove. Me and Avelina drove
shit.
all the way there. It took me
hours.
5 hours to get there because obviously you've got to stop off and
Yeah.
everything. Bro, as I've walked, because of the traffic, we got there at 3 p.m. As in I parked in the Man United car park, walked over, game starts, I walk up the stairs, it's 1-0. I'm like,
Bro.
what's this? What's happening? I sit down, no cap. The Nigerian striker, the one and only, the Nigerian Ronaldo. Bro, it's 2-0. And for 10 minutes, God strike me down, bro. I didn't say a word.
Bro.
Because I was like, did I just drive 5 hours for this? This is a problem about being from London but support Man United, because you do crazy things like that. But I'll say one thing. Apart from those errors in defense from Bissaka and Onana also had a
Rashford as well.
Rashford, that was poor defending. Had a stinky type of save. I don't know what he was trying to do as well. It just looked like he dived too early.
He got skanked.
He done. It was I'm on that. You get me? But one thing I will say is though, from that goal, I like the response that Man United had from that. Bruno Fernandes, I think we spoke about him being a captain with Jeff last week, and those are the reasons why he's a captain. Because if he doesn't show leadership on the pitch, if he doesn't try those risky passes, if he doesn't do the slide tackles and tell people, come on. I saw him saying to Anthony, to Rashford, to even Eriksen, we need to push. And I can see it with my eyes. That's our captain, bro. And I think without him in that team, we don't come back and win that game. And I think how we played after we conceded 2 goals annoyed me, because it's like, why can't we start like that? Why can't we start aggressive? We're at home, the fans are singing, Stretford End. Like, the scene is set for us to be an aggressive team and to really take control of the game, and we didn't do that. It waited for us to be 2-0 down. My issue is that against a tougher team, against Arsenal, we can't be 2-0 down against Arsenal in 4 minutes. They will cruise and control the game. And then every time they score, it's further away from us. So positives are that we got the win, but I'm not happy with how we started the game. Another thing I need to say is that Anthony played well in the second half. He got better.
He did.
But in the first half, it was annoying me, because look, I like Anthony. I don't want everyone to think I've got an agenda against him, but I really expect so much more from him. The basics of wing play is that there's 3 ways you can get past the player: by passing it, doing it, running on the right hand side, whatever you can. There's so many ways, and I don't see him do one of them. But in the second half, he showed what he can do. We need more from that. Like Anthony, the amount of times the ball goes on that right hand side with Bissaka, we should be creating so many more chances.
It's true.
And for me, I think that's why against other teams we'll struggle. And I hope to God, like I'm praying, that we're able to showcase something very different against Arsenal. Otherwise, it'll be even worse.
That's the thing. That's the concern. You can't start, as you mentioned, you can't start the way we did against Arsenal, against Forest, against Arsenal. That is just a no-show. I do agree that once we went 2-0 down, though, it was probably our best performance. Yeah. It was probably our best performance in terms of keeping the ball, holding the ball. And look, I've been watching how many passes Man United make each game, right?
Is it going up?
This was the best one, 637 passes. And didn't that reflect 67% possession? Didn't that reflect? You could see it. I didn't need the stats to know we're passing the ball more. We're controlling the game more. And keep looking at all the top teams either get very close to 600 passes or 600 passes plus. And that's why they all control games. 600 should be like the mark you should be hitting every game, be aiming for, and you will see a dominant performance. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we got. And you got to remember, we're basically playing with 10 with Martial up top. Let's not forget that. You know what I mean? With Martial up top, we're basically playing with 10.
I think his time's done.
No, he's finished, man. He's finished. So we need Højlund back immediately. Yeah. But look, sometimes managers complicate things, and the solution is right there in front of you. Rashford on the left played a part in the first goal. Played a part in the won the penalty. Yeah, won the penalty, got an assist, and played a part in the to Casemiro's goal. Yeah. Crossed it in, Bruno knocked it, and Casemiro scored. And just all round, I think it was just a much better performance from us. But you can't go 2-0 down to Nottingham Forest, bro. Why are we starting the game like that? That is incredible. That is an incredible way to start the game, man. Our knee, by the way, showed pace, bro. He burnt Rashford.
How do you say his name?
Awoni.
Okay, Awoni.
Yeah.
I don't want to say people's names wrong, you know?
Yeah. But he showed great pace and stuff. But listen, we need... The big concern about Man United, look, Old Trafford has become a fortress. Whether people like it or not, whether that sounds like you're boosting us, we have played 31 games at Old Trafford under Eric Ten Hag. We have won 27. We have beaten all of the big 6. We have beaten Barcelona. You come Old Trafford, there's a good chance you're getting run out of there. It's the facts. But it's away from home.
Yeah, that's
and this is the concern. We have Arsenal away. Arsenal needs something to kickstart their season. I was speaking to our producer, and he said, right, he's an Arsenal fan. He said we needed this.
Well, you're Arsenal fan.
Oh yeah. Wow. He said we need a Spurs or Arsenal. This is who we need to kickstart our season. We need to win against the Spurs or Arsenal, and obviously they've got us. And look, they're going to be fired up for it. You see the game last year, both of them, fiery. Saka did this. It was a crazy game. We were getting dominated all game. We tried our snatch and grab, whatever. It's going to be a hot, fiery game again. And we need to stand up, bro. We need to win one of these big games away from home. Spurs beat us. What are these players going to do to show that they've got something? They got something in here, bro. Because we keep going to City, to Emirates, to White Hart Lane, to Anfield, and just getting turned over. At some point, you got to dig deep, bro. So, listen, we got to get it done. Just don't lose. Yeah. For me. Just don't go and lose.
I said before the season started, I said the first 4-5 games of the season, like I would genuinely be happy with 12 points. I said I'll be happy with 12 points. I expect us to lose to Arsenal just because I just feel like they'll be more prepared than we are. I think there was 1 or 2 signings away from being a complete team again to challenge for the title. And I still say the same thing. I still feel like with United, I don't expect us to win against Arsenal. I think sometimes when the pressure's too soon and the amount of injuries that we've got, I think it's going to be a tough game for us. However, if we do win, I do think it will be down to us working harder than Arsenal and being more resilient and being more aggressive and starting a game on the front foot. I don't think we can wait and sink and allow the game to come to us. That's not how it's going to work against Arsenal at the Emirates. Their fans are going to be buzzing for it. But
I think that's how we're going to set up. I think we're going to set up banks of 4, try and contain them and hit them on the break. But
that midfield's going to be an issue.
Højlund's debut, hopefully.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We've seen a couple debut goal scorers against Arsenal. Rashford did it. Anthony did it. Can Højlund join that list? Let's see. Varane injury though.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Do you know what?
6 weeks.
I love Raphael Varane, bro. I've met him before. He said I'm a great defender. Oh, you think I'm joking?
Yeah.
I'll put the clip there. When he actually said it. That's Varane. You can't argue with him.
Say no more.
But anyway,
more.
but my point is, with him, I think injuries, like he was so aggressive against Nottingham Forest in terms of like recovery and trying to get the ball back, but that was just towards the end of the first half. And then when he didn't come onto the pitch and Lindelof, I was just like, we can't afford to have this, man.
Varane's unreliable.
Yeah, he's very unreliable. And it's not his fault. It's just how his body's set up.
Body's breaking down.
It's breaking down. It's like someone said it, he's like glass. Like he shatters and you've got piecing back up together and he's just never the same after all those times. So I think Victor Lindelof, we're going to need an important and incredible faultless performance from you against an Arsenal team. That Eddie Nketiah, I'm scared about how quick and how he's going to be able to like run in between the lines. I'm afraid. I'm actually afraid of how Arsenal are going to play, but we'll see.
And don't forget, I mean, we'll see by the game, but we might have Cucurella starting for Manchester United against
I ain't
Arsenal.
mad at that loan,
You're not?
I'm not mad. It's reality. 2 of our best left backs are injured. Dalot is a right back playing at left back. You will get exposed. We need to have Cucurella. Now Cucurella, I don't think he's the greatest player in the world.
What is this market?
I saw the way he played for Chelsea as well. It just felt like he just was not there yet. Maybe it will change for us. I don't know. Do you know what it is? Right now, I'm trying not to get a headache over things that man can't control. The only thing we can control really is nothing. But we can just
how loud we are in the stadium.
Yeah, and that's all we can do, man.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. But let's see what happens to that game. That's going to be a big game.
Arsenal, Man United, your prediction?
Can't lie, I'm going to go Arsenal.
Yeah?
I think Arsenal are going to do it. I think Arsenal are going to be us 3-1.
I agree. I think we're going to lose that game. Just so you know, guys, though, if Man United do win, this is all AI.
I'm not functioning.
That's the funniest thing I've ever done. That's class.
Yo, listen. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Chelsea 3-0 against Luton. I don't think we need to go into that too much, but I want to talk about Raheem Sterling.
Have to. Honourable mention.
Raheem
man.
Sterling is throwing it. That was about to.
Whoa!
I saved that.
Will.
No, I saved that.
Wow.
Raheem Sterling is running it back.
Yeah, running it.
He's running it back this season. Like, bro, what I loved about Raheem Sterling this season is that the guy is getting on the ball and trying to create.
Attacking.
He's dribbling, intensity. He's just showing the old Sterling. You know what I mean? The very early Man City Sterling before Pep. The even like a couple years with Pep. The Liverpool Sterling. The QPR the one that used to ring bells all around London when we were youths. Yeah. This guy is showing what he used to be. And that's what I love. And I actually think that's one of the reasons why he went to Chelsea. I think he wants to put some respect back on his name because a lot of people had basically written him off. And this season, he started as Chelsea's best player. And you know what I like? He's on the right-hand side. It started becoming a thing where people are going on like Sterling can only play on the left. If people are forgetting, Centurion season, he was right wing. It was Starney that was on the left. So Raheem Sterling's showing I can play both sides. You know what I mean? I even think he's better on the right because on the left, when he cuts in, you have to shoot. Now, I don't think Raheem Sterling's best attribute is shooting. But when he gets down to the byline and he can cross it in or cut it back, or he's slithering.
He's a great
in and out.
passer of the ball as well, man.
It's the thing.
I think for me, we're seeing like Raheem. I think what makes Raheem such a great player is his pace. His pace is frightening. He's very quick. He's got quick feet, and the goal that he scored on the weekend was an example of it. It's just quick feet. It's just like, get me out of there.
Lovely goal, man.
I need to get out of there. And I think even the second goal, for him to pass it over to Gusto and expect that the ball's going to go into the box and make that run in there, that shows he's got his hunger back again. And I think he's in a team where maybe Poch has understood, you're probably one of our best players. Let you do what you want to do. And I think he's got his hunger back.
Crazy
I'm
that
excited
people wanted him out.
Do you know what
Chelsea
it is?
fans were on him. They're doing
Football
lineups
fans,
with Mudryk in the lineup.
We're fickle,
not
though.
Sterling.
We're fickle. Football fans are fickle. Like, now, a lot of them are saying, well, this is what we've been expecting from him, though. Like, just accept, bro. You've got a very, very good player. And for me, he's arguably England's best player of this generation, bro. Like, he's been up there.
You gotta go Harry Kane, innit?
Okay, but Sterling... All right, okay.
You gotta go Harry.
I'm going to go off on a tangent here.
Yeah, you gotta go Harry
Euros.
Kane, yeah.
If flipping Kane passed it to Sterling...
Agree.
We're not in this position.
That was World Cup 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Euros.
Yeah.
Sterling was an integral part. He scored those vital goals, bro. I think Kane is a goal
was.
scorer. Don't get me wrong, love that. But the play that the way Sterling's been playing for England, bro, it's just under. And he's been playing with Wazza, Gerrard, all of these players, bro. He's a bad man, and he doesn't get the respect because he doesn't do interviews. He doesn't talk about nothing. But if he was to talk his shit, there would be no conversations to be had, man. He's a bad man, man.
Nah, big him up, big him up. Nico Jackson got on the score.
Put him in my FPL team as well.
He's been playing well, so he deserves a goal.
I'm scared of him. I'm scared of that striker.
He deserves it. I mean, listen, hopefully Højlund can do the same for us.
Inshallah.
Gusto, brilliant, man. I said it, bro.
Chelsea
I
good,
said, Reece James, you better be careful. You can't be injured for too long with Malo Gusto on the team. He's quality, bro. A lot of fans are going to want him staying in the team soon. So soon you might start seeing people say, oh, maybe James should play RCB, you know what I mean? The right centre half.
That's
in a three, people might start saying that because Gusto is a good player and he's going to prove it. Got two. I don't want to give him the first assist in it because Sterling was dribbling, but they got a second assist, proper one through across the box and man tapped it in. So listen, watch out for him, man. He's going to be a top player this season. Let's move on from Chelsea because Luton, honestly, I think might be the worst team
they're going down.
I've ever seen in
Ross
Prem.
Barkley took a free kick and it landed in my yard.
Yeah, bro. I was like, bro, he went to a car park. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying people are checking their car. You know what I'm saying? But hey, West Ham, and that's shout out JD. Got a show coming with JD. You guys actually should be out by now.
Yes.
By the time this episode comes out. I spoke about West Ham and I said, listen, I think I owe them an apology. I had West Ham, you know when I've been saying the bottom half are horrendous.
Yeah.
I had West Ham as one of them. But they flipped Declan Rice money into Kudus, James Ward-Prowse and Alvarez.
Yeah.
That's some of the best business in the Premier League.
Come on, Hyons.
Yeah. That's some of the best business in the Premier League. And look, they won, and I love it. This is what I love about this was Barclay's heritage.
Yeah.
Let me read out the stats. Brighton had 25 shots, 10 on target, 78% possession, 749 passes, 89% pass accuracy. And West Ham, they had 12 shots, 7 on target, 22% possession, 208 passes, with only 67% of them being accurate, and they won 3-1. That is real Barclays.
David Moyes.
David Moyes, Harambe.
Moyes. You got to say Moyes.
Boy, Moyes.
Yeah, Moyes.
That's Harambe.
Yeah, Harambe.
That's what I want to see. Bro, the Zerbi, you get the hell out there with the... and then you put the player there. Then you
You can't do that. All you got to do is just focus on the passing and movement.
That's it.
Yeah, he's a great.
Get that to Antonio. You be a brick house.
Antonio's finish.
You be a brick house and get me 3 points. This is what I love to see. Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Antonio, real Barclays Premier League men.
No, it's Barclay card. Barclay card, yeah? That's Barclay card. What Barclays? Barclay card, bro. Run
Real
it back.
Premier League men, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is an advert for the Premier League.
Yeah.
Bowen, Antonio, Ward-Prowse. I liked it, man. Obviously. And just for the sake of it, Pascal Gross had to get on the score sheet to
Him on March, you're right. Okay.
To continue.
So I don't know if you know, but Cam's made a statement. He said from August to November, March and Gross are the best players in the world, and they're proving it. They're back to back with goals, so it's mental.
It's mental, but that was my favorite result of the weekend. That 3-1 killed me. We'll quickly go into just quickly Aston Villa, fantastic. Matty Cash, obviously 2 goals. Obviously he went to Poland, chose Poland, but obviously the England right back situation was tough. I've always liked him. Moussa Diaby. I've always been a fan of Moussa Diaby, bro. I thought that was the player that Man United should have signed. Explosiveness, left foot cuts in. He's aggressive. He knows where the goal is. He knows how to assist. That's the type of Premier League winger that you need. And I think Emery made a masterstroke signing him.
So far signing of the season, would you say? Or one of them? Because he's influenced every game he's played in.
He has.
He's influenced every game he's played in.
He has. I actually need to think about it. That's a good question.
Yeah. We'll do that after game 5.
Yeah.
After game 5, we'll say after game 5 is so far. We'll do an episode on that, actually.
Aston Villa have dusted down that L they took to Newcastle, and their formers jumped back.
I said they'll be the surprise of the season for me. I said it.
I said they're going to be the disappointment because I just thought, but maybe I'm going to be wrong with that. Wolves 1-0 to Everton. Everton are in trouble.
No, they're going down.
Everton, I don't even think he can save this one now. Sean Dyche ain't saving this one. I
told you it's not going to work for them.
Bro.
It's not going to work. We're going to have to go back down to the Championship and come back up.
Bro.
That's what it's going to be. But you know what? We got Obi. We got great players.
You got to work hard.
Yeah.
You got to work hard for it.
We're going to do drills, cross country. And, hopefully we get there.
Horror, man. Get out of my
Get
out of my league.
Everton are horrible. Wolves, well done to them for nicking a win as well. Man City.
Nunez wants to go Man City bad.
Who? Nunez? Yeah, he's on strike.
Yeah. He said, I'm not doing it.
Bro, he is on strike.
I'm leaving.
That's a mad thing, some players don't even care, bro.
I want it to be Odawingi situation for him.
That'll be tears
of joy.
That'll be too big. Odawingi, man, he's in history for being an L.
Forget his whole career.
Sad,
he was a decent player as well, but
Odawingi scored goals. He used to actually score goals. But yeah, Man City 2-1. Nothing to go in too much now. Bogle almost made it a scare. Sheffield United. I don't think Man City are playing at the heights that they can, but they're getting the results. They're the only team to win every game. Best goal difference. It's just Man City doing Man City things. The reaction though from Rodri, from Man City to go down. I mean, for them to equalize, and then 3 minutes later, bang. That's what champions do, man. Man City remind me so much of the old United, bro. It's
honourable mention. I know he doesn't play for them anymore, but I met McGoldrick yesterday. At PFA. Obviously, he's at Derby right now. What a player. He's a very good player. And it's got nothing to do with it, but I met him yesterday and I had a little fan moment. So yeah, shout out to you, man.
Man like McGoldrick, that's funny. That's a Premier League player as well. But listen, they said that we should start doing team of the week.
Yes.
Because we did our 5 players of the week that time.
And they wanted more. So
let's do our team of the week.
So we've agreed off camera of the players, but we'll discuss it.
Yes.
Just so it's easier and obviously time and stuff.
Yes. Okay, so in goal, we went with Alisson.
Yes.
I think Alisson was very good. He made some important saves, kept Liverpool in the game, and in the end, they end up winning the match. So I think that's very deserved for Alisson to be in there. Honourable mention to Jose Sarr. I think Jose Sarr was very good. Made a mad save to keep Wolves into the game. Matty Cash at right back.
Easy work.
I think he was unlucky for Gusto,
because there were 2 assists. But the 2 goals are...
2 goals as a right back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to give you that one, man. Anderson for Crystal Palace versus
one
Brentford.
of my favourite players in the Premier League, I'm a big fan of Anderson. I think him and Gay in defence, they're so good. And I think for me, he's an unsung hero because maybe he's not the in lights, but such a smart defender. And I think he played really well on the weekend.
So this is the one that we didn't agree on though.
Yeah.
You went for Lissandro.
Yeah.
I went for Vardio.
Okay.
I think Vardio was just composed, calm, collective. You know what I mean? Okay, some people are going to say he was ball watching with the Bogle goal, but I don't know what more they wanted him to do. But I think Vardio, you think Lissandro?
I think Lissandro was... you spoke about how much passes we had in the game, and I think a lot of them were through Martinez. Like he like I said, how we played before would have 4 defenders just sitting behind the ball, but he comes into midfield, and alongside Eriksen was probably the players that had the most passes. So I think without him and his composure in that defense, I don't think we get the goals that we get. So I think we'll leave it with
leave it to the people. Leave it to the people.
Vardio or Martinez should take that centre back.
100%. I went left back around Udogie.
Yeah, he's been good for the last 3 games.
Been a fantastic signing so far. Yeah. Great assist as well for Kulishevsky's goal. he just looks a good, composed player, man. Like, very, very good signing. Very, very, very good bit of business from Spurs, man. Honestly. So I think left-back wise, I think it's a no-brainer for him to be in there. In the defensive midfield, went for Rodri.
Simple.
I mean, I think we might end up putting Rodri every single week.
Bro, he's the best, for me, best DM in the world. So
yeah.
he's going to be there a lot.
Rodri, obviously the late winner, but again, just composed, keeps the game ticking, just does what he wants, really. Hard to press him, hard to get near him on the pitch. So, yeah, I'm going to go Rodri. We're going to go Rodri. James Maddison, we went for what a performance, man. All action performance, getting the ball in all areas, assists, like goal. He just oozes personality on the pitch.
My guy
bro.
Disu, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, Disu, yeah.
Disu.
Disu,
He's been screaming for Maddison. We need to get him on the pod, actually, because Disu is a madman, and he'll say some hot takes.
Disu, listen, if you let him talk about Bruno in this show,
they'll close down this account. But I think Maddison's been so good. I think he's finally found the team that's at the level that he's at as well, and I think he's going to push on for Spurs, hopefully, anyway. I really like Maddison.
Yeah, Maddison just shows so much personality. And then, funny enough, you mentioned Disu, got Bruno in centre midfield.
Yeah, Bruno, man.
Bruno, he
was
was
a great
involved.
performance from him, man. Like, you look at this, I don't know the stats, but you look at the stats. He was a goal, assist. Like, come on, man. That's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, Bruno, he rose towards the end. And then you go debatable. And then you go, I'm gonna go on the right wing. We're gonna go Bowen. I think Diaby was unlucky. But I just like Bowen's goal.
I think we should put a question mark on that one as well.
Yeah, Bowen / Diaby.
Yeah, and then you guys can pick in the comments.
Bowen / Diaby. But I just love Bowen's goal.
Yeah.
I just love the goal. I think might be one of the goals of the weekend. I think it was just brilliant. So Bowen, and then left wing, even though he played on the right, but we have to get him in. Raheem Sterling. What a performance. Again, hopefully it's not one of them ones where people just say, oh, it's against Luton, blah, blah, blah. He's been showing that he's up for it this season. So Raheem Sterling, and I think up front, Darwin Nunez.
Yep.
Darwin Nunez to come off the bench, turn the game at St. James's Park, score 2 goals with 10 men.
Darwin Nunez, man.
I got to applaud that one. So who's the player of the week?
Ooh.
Who is the actual player, amongst all of this, who is the player of the week?
Player of the week.
I'm going to give it Darwin. For the circumstance.
Do you know what? Yeah, we're going to agree. No, you can pick your player of the week. I'll pick mine. The reason why I won't say Darwin, even though Darwin was great, it was only 15 minutes. I think Raheem Sterling for me throughout that whole game was instrumental to them doing well. I think if Darwin Nunez, I don't know, came on at half time and he did what he did, then yeah. But for 15 minutes of the game, some people can say it was even lucky because of the way the run of play went. But I think Raheem Sterling against, Luton weren't the best, but they weren't making it very easy for them. So I would say Raheem Sterling for me.
Fair enough, and that's about it for the show today, man. I think that's everything that we've needed to cover. Is there anything else that's going on? Obviously, Salah might be leaving the Premier League, but we'll touch on that.
Until it's confirmed, I think that's not a discussion to be had, because there's a lot of people saying it's not going to happen, it is going to happen. But no, that's it really for me.
Man.
Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for everyone that shared our content on socials. Please do the same, because without you guys, this channel doesn't grow. And I like how organic it is, from the 100 comments to the 10 comments, whoever. We appreciate everything.
Make sure you comment.
And like as well, man.
Even though I'm
not a YouTuber, well, I am a YouTuber, but I'm not that. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Really, like, comment, subscribe. Man needs that. Remember, my son genuinely needs milk. This is tea and water. We can't afford it. So please, guys, the lights are all gonna go off soon as well. So
also, they need to let us know who we should have as some guests, man.
Yeah, please.
Who do you guys want to see?
That's good. Let us know potential guests. And also, like conversations you want us to discuss as well. You want to hear our views on things that you guys talk about with your friends as well. Hit us up on socials. Guys, follow the TikTok as well. We'll put all the information here as well, so you guys can watch this channel grow as well. So I've been Harry Pinero. It's been Culture Cams, the Inside Scoop. Peace.